In tonight's cover story, keeping the war front and center as we deal with what seems like an unending series of crises at home, from mass shootings to inflation to baby formula shortages. It's easy to lose sight of the conflict in Ukraine.
But a retired Marine from the Chicago area who has been working for months in the war-torn country to move people out and move medical supplies in also wants to send us a reminder. The future of the free world may be at stake. WGN's Mike Lowe reports.
In the 3 months since Russia attacked Ukraine, the war has been eclipsed in the national headlines by abortion, mass shootings, and the economy.
I understand that here in the United States, we have inflation, gas prices. I know people are being hit in the pocketbook, and it's causing a lot of us to focus on the problems here at home, and I get that.
But retired U.S. Marine William McNulty is pleading for the public not to lose sight of the atrocities unfolding 5,000 miles away, where, according to the UN, more than 15,000 people have died. There is a growing body of evidence that Russia is committing war crimes, using sexual violence against women and children as a tool of war, and conducting a coordinated campaign to erase Ukrainian culture and history from the face of the earth, destroying nearly 250 cultural heritage sites, including the country's museums, libraries, churches, and other landmarks.
I believe that this is a never again moment. If never again truly means anything, if it's not just a platitude, we need to help Ukraine stop Russia from destroying their culture, wiping out their people. Because I agree with President Biden. This is genocide.
500 first aid kits.
3 days after Russia's initial attack, McNulty landed in Ukraine to launch Operation White Stork, a humanitarian mission to equip the frontline troops with crucial medical supplies and to evacuate the country's most vulnerable people.
This is William from Operation White Stork. We're in Lviv at the train station today.
So far, he and his all-volunteer team of military veterans and logistics specialists have moved 23,000 people out of the war zone and into safety.
We have about between 400 and 500 women and children that we are evacuating on 7 buses today. A couple have already left.
The oldest woman evacuated was 89, the oldest man 90, the youngest child just 14 days.
They're just looking for somewhere to rest, for people they don't know to trust.
Ukraine friends, Operation White Stork.
Operation White Stork offers each person rescued a free 30-night stay at an Airbnb anywhere in the world outside of Ukraine and Russia.
We only are able to operate off the generosity of Chicagoans and other Americans who are supporting our efforts.
2, 1, pust.
And that is a necessary point, that in Ukraine, the difference between salvation and ruination is a donation.
The messed up thing about this war is it's a war run on donations. The Ukrainians don't have the financial wherewithal to provide all this types of kit and equipment.
And this little bag contains everything a soldier might need to save their life or the man standing next to them.
The kits are individual first aid kits, or IFAKs, critical supplies that include tourniquets and blood clotting bandages.
And it includes dressings and gauze, and it's very thoughtfully packed so that the soldier can quickly deploy this to save his life.
They can mean the difference between life and death on the battlefield.
We are really grateful to Operation White Stork. We train about 1,000 fighters a month, so that's why every first aid kit is important for us.
So far, Operation White Stork has supplied 16,000 individual first aid kits.
All 1,200 of Ukraine's rail cars are going to have a medical kit.
But that's only 4% of what Ukraine needs.
Thank you, Operation White Stork, and the partners of UCAA and Ukraine Friends for getting IFAKs to our unit and the front of the lines on the war defend Ukraine. Slava Ukraini and God bless America. Slava Ukraini!
Here in Krakow, having a IFAK packing party.
McNulty,
I'm from Chicago,
is a graduate of the University of Kansas, Johns Hopkins, and Loyola Academy in Wilmette.
You'll remember, because Mike, you went to Loyola Academy as well, our motto of Men for Others, and the importance of service in being part of something bigger than ourselves.
The 45-year-old served in the U.S. Marines, splitting time between infantry and intelligence during 2 tours of duty in Iraq. When he retired, he founded Team Rubicon, a disaster response and humanitarian organization.
We just happen to be good at disaster response.
We first met him in 2012 when he helped victims of Superstorm Sandy. Operation White Stork takes its name from a Ukrainian icon.
The white stork is the national bird of Ukraine.
And in another sense, the stork is a symbol of delivery, delivering people to safety and delivering medical supplies to the war zone.
We want to say thank you to Operational White Stork for all the medical supplies you've been giving us.
Thank you for providing us with your much medical kit.
McNulty says Ukraine can defeat Russia, but only if the war, now in its 99th day, remains urgent to American hearts and minds.
They need people to keep Ukraine front and center.
Thank you for delivering us IFACs to save our people. Glory to Ukraine and God bless America.
Mike Lowe, WGN News.
And McNulty says that he needs to raise $1 million to continue Operation White Stork. If you're interested in helping the cause, you can find more information on our website, WGNTV.com.